What's up, you guys? Cal here. Man, it is absolutely hot in the shop. It's like 115 degrees outside and I'm burning up. We got fans going on here and AC going on here. So I'm gonna try to make this a quick video, but I also wanna make it informative for you guys that are interested in the Rob North triple Wenco frame that I've been working on. So this is gonna be update number 2. There's gonna be a total of 3 videos. If you guys haven't seen the last video, I'm gonna put a link in the description down towards the bottom so you guys can watch the first video so you guys know what's going on in this video. Let's go over some of the changes that I've done to this bike. So let's take a look. So there she is, the Rob North Wenco frame triple. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna focus on the front. Last video, I did not have the drive side fork leg assembly installed. So we got that installed. We have new tubes, new fork boots. The legs have been powder coated. We did have to replace this fork leg here. There was a tight spot towards the bottom and I couldn't get it out, so it was just easier for me just to replace the leg. That one is made by LF Harris. We also have new custom-made brake lines. These are made in Ohio by a company named Spiegler. I placed the order on a Tuesday and it was here on a Wednesday. Within 24 hours, they made custom lines and had it the next day. Now, granted, I did pay for next day air, but the fact that they were able to do that at an affordable price was awesome. Stainless steel, and they have something called vintage black, which is a cover, so it looks like it's a black line here, but it's just a covering on it. So it keeps it very authentic. CAD plated the bracket that came on it, the T-fitting here. This is the line that we had made by Spiegler. We also made a new throttle cable. The original Grimeca master cylinder, we're gonna be reusing that along with the clip-ons. I did get an order in from Rob North triples in the United Kingdom. I got the proper bracket to be able to run the letterbox fairing if I choose to do that. And then I also have the Krober tachometer that's mounted to it. So everything is kind of little authentic. The one that I had on there came with the bike and it wasn't the proper one, but I wasn't sure of when I would get this one, and this one actually came in. When I did get that piece, I also did get a seat. This seat's also from Rob North triples in the UK. This one is the Daytona seat. So I love the Daytona seats, but since I'm not gonna be running the fairing, I don't think it's gonna look right, but I'll hang it up when I get the full fairing and get all that done. Then we'll paint this one blue. A short circuit seat came from eBay, Germany, Norway, Denmark, somewhere over there. It was 60 bucks brand new, even has the pan for it. I couldn't pass it up. A short circuit seat is the same one that I currently have on the bike right here. The Krober tachometer is negative ground. When I first wired the bike, I wired it positive ground. And when I read the instructions, I found that the tach will only work with negative ground. So I had to essentially undo that work and then start over and wire the bike negative ground. Since I'm not running the fairing, we are going to keep the oil cooler here. We're going to rubber mount it or strap it, however you want to do it. We're just going to keep it secure. I have spent a lot of time safety wiring things. For all you guys that are experts in safety wire, I hope you guys don't critique mine too much. I think they came out pretty good. So everything's been safety wired, the clip-ons, every pinch bolt on that front end has been safety wired because I want things to be safe. I did install a new ASV clutch lever. You can adjust the throw and it's very, very easy to pull in the clutch. I really like that. The same setup that I have on the Triumph 350 over there. So ASV levers, pretty cool. You have to modify the cable to make it work. So in this particular case, I went with a new Vinhill clutch cable and went ahead and did all the work, soldering, cutting, to be able to get the ASV lever to work. I did get the steering damper to work as well. I bought this clamp off eBay. It came anodized black. I sandblasted it and then I took a wire brush to try to make it more authentic. I'm not a big fan of CNC components on like vintage stuff because it kind of looks out of place. Same thing with this one here, sandblast it, wire brush it, or brass brush it. This one's clamped on the frame. It was 31 millimeters and I bored it out to 1.250, so 1.25 inches. And then this piece here threads into the clamp. We got 2 jam nuts, safety wired there. And so now we have the steering damper and it functions really nice. Now on the front, down here at the bottom, I was told this is not correct or original to Rob North triples, but this was something that was added on. They call this bracket the Boyer type. There should be some type of nylon puck or a rubber puck that you can put here, and essentially it's a stop. So the stop will butt up against that. So we're not going to rely on the steering damper to be able to stop the rotation from left and right. All you have to do is just rotate the bottom here, and then it makes it a lot more stiffer, and then rotate it to the left, and it makes it a lot more looser. The big problem that I ran into working on this bike with the front end, which is why I don't have the front wheel on the bike, is that the axle that was on the bike was custom made. They did a good job making it, but for whatever reason, they decided to do an undercut instead of having a radius to lock the axle between the studs. When you take the wheel off and put it back on, your rotor might actually hit the caliper because you're not getting repeatability. I had to send the axle off to a friend of ours named John. He's a machinist. He's retired, but he still does a lot of work for us, and he went ahead and took care of that, so that should be back this week. I'm not going to be using the original hub because there's run out. So this side has 3,000s, the other side has 2. I bolted up a rotor and I get too much run out, so I'm not happy with that. But since we have the axle being machined, we have no front wheel, I thought to myself, this would be a great time to purchase a new Jones hub. CNC machine, complete with bearings, axle. I don't need the axle, but I need the hub. And it's a matching set, so everything should be nice and true with no run out. So we're gonna be running this one here. Once we get the axle back, we're going to test the axle in the hub. We're gonna bolt the rotors to the hub, and then we're gonna offer it just like that to the bottom of the fork leg. We're gonna check the run out, and we're gonna make sure that everything is centered within the calipers. I did get some shims from Send Cut Send when I sent them the dimensions. All I have to do is surface grind them. So with the axle in hand, we can check a couple things to make sure that the rotor is centered. We can check run out of the new hub, and we can also check if the axle was made properly by measuring both sides of the fork leg to ensure that the parting line right here, this parting line, is going to run all the way down the center, boom, all the way down the center of the forks. Then we're going to send the entire assembly to Buchanan's, Kenny over at Buchanan Spoke and Rim, and have him lace it. So we got to do that within like a week and a half, 2 weeks. We're kind of on a time crunch, but I think it's all coming together. We're not going to be running the Girling rotors. I decided to run a new LF Harris rotor. We're running the calipers that came with the bike. I think these are AP calipers. These are genuine. These are not, knockoffs or replicas. We got 2 of them. I did grease the swing arm. The swing arm was a little loose, so I went ahead and tightened that. The swing arm has Timken bearings, so we went ahead and packed it full of grease, and so everything is taken care of down there. I need to get out of here. I'm gonna go home, hang out in front of the AC. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and watch some of our other videos. And also don't forget that we sell Trine, BSA, and Norton parts. We're one of the largest parts dealers in the United States. Thanks to you guys. Thanks for your support, and thank you for keeping the British motorcycle on the road. Till next time, see you on the next video.